Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to another reaction. I was given no context for whatever the hell this is going to be, but I was told by Tsay, the one who requested it, my executive producers, to do vocal warm-ups before reading off the name, which I'm not going to do just for the sake of the meme. I believe that this person is called Frigid, based on frxgxd. I'm assuming it's Frigid. I would be surprised if it was something else, but the title is 1553470665499594756. Luckily, I know how to read enough to be able to make that smooth in one take. I don't know how the hell I managed, but I did, and I don't know what else I'm about to get myself into, so without further ado, let's go! I've heard two songs today that kind of have like a Midwest emo vibe in their intros. This one much more than the other one. Intriguing. Okay. Very interesting structure. That extremely heavy reverb in there is really getting busy in the mix. Now the guitar is kind of going away. It's very far back in there. Drums back. I'm struggling a little bit. All the drums are gone. There is only guitar. I'm struggling a bit purely with the goal of this one. It's very interesting, but at the same time, like, what the hell? I don't think I've heard atmospheric breakcore before. An interesting take for sure. I mean, like, I joked when I did the Midwest emo thing, but that's just because it's kind of a similar vibe. The atmospheric edge of it is obviously leaning into that, the guitar part, duh, but it's like, what's going on here with the breakcore part? Why was that there? And it's like, it was like the rhythm struggled to find the one, you know, like at the start of every measure, it couldn't find where it had to start again. At some points, other points it actually did end on the one and start back on the one. It's like, oh, okay, here we go. You know, just it felt a little bit more natural, but there were definitely parts and chunks of that loop that didn't have that relationship with the rest of the song. So it's like, okay, just throwing in like breakcore loops in there to pull things apart and drown out the guitar. And if we kind of like look at the art on this one and what it's talking about and trying to convey that emotion to it, that would probably make a lot of sense as far as the emotional context of the song goes. Something that's kind of nostalgic and also familiar. It's very nice, you know, it's like, okay, we've been here before. There's something kind of inviting about this melody and the guitar part. Very nice guitar part, by the way, beautiful melody. And then tearing it apart with that breakcore, absolutely drowning it in that sound. It feels like there's so much more going on. It's like chaos was invited into the scenario and you didn't really like that necessarily, but it's also part of the identity of this song and what it probably means. I might be reading way too far into it, but I have to assume when people take things this direction and bring in stuff like a little bit of sound design with like the rain and everything, it would fit, you know, like this is an art piece, not just a song for the sake of being one. I love it when we get these, but there are times that are harder to figure them out compared to other ones. And this is one of those ones where even though it is literally spelled out in words on the screen, it's like, Is that all that's happening here? I feel like we're getting a deeper reflection of that message and that concept. Because I do get this like feeling of emotional pain in this song. It's definitely a part of it. This isn't just a nostalgic happy-go-lucky like, oh, I remember when we were all kids and having a good time. There's more to this. And I don't know this person's personal story. So I don't know what they've been through in life. But I can tell it hasn't been all sunshine and fucking rainbows just by listening to this song. Just by hearing something that has inspired them to make this sound is something that doesn't come from a happy home, you know, and I don't want to start speculating on what that could be or what that could entail, what it could include, any of that. It's not my place to speculate on somebody's personal life. But similar to how I've pulled apart DM Dokuro's situation, I can believe that this person has been through a lot. DM is a little bit more, at least in the releases I've seen, been more open about their placement mentally and all of this and the relationship there. For this one, I don't see any of that. I don't have a description to go off of, no real context to just assume based off of this upload, one upload by one person. The only additional hint I may have is that his profile picture is Tomoko, so that answers some questions, but at the same time, it depends on how much this guy might resonate with that character, enough to at least have their YouTube profile picture be that character. And if they drew it, first of all, not a bad drawing. Second of all, just, yeah, I could see it. Yeah, you know, like I don't necessarily not relate to Tomoko either in a lot of ways, especially my high school years were very much that. I was just the introvert that got bullied all the time and was dealing with shit. I've talked about that a lot in my DM Dokuro videos as well. It's just an emotional pressure that there's like a kinship there where like I can sense that this person has been through similar stuff to me. But again, it's not like I want to assume that I know this person based off of one song because their life is going to be vastly different than mine, even if there are some things that might overlap there. Either way, an amazing track here, purely based on the vibes and effort into it, that being that there isn't too much. This song, despite having what it has in here and what I've said about it, there isn't a lot going on. It's very stripped down and basic. It's simple, but in that simplicity, we hear how this song plays out and how it relates to people who are also listening to it. It's one of those tracks that you don't put onto a work playlist because you're probably not going to want to be hearing something like this while you're working actively towards something you love, hopefully something you love. You might put this on like if you work at McDonald's or something. This might be the like I'm depressed and I'm a line cook kind of vibe, but at the same time, this would be something I would definitely put towards a playlist of just those emotional swells, those things that make me go, damn. Sometimes you just don't want to be happy. You want to resonate with somebody else who's been through these struggles too. A very like emo adjacent sort of track and energy there. So I think that this is interesting because I don't often get songs that are this sort of stripped down emotional like cross to bear. But when I do, similar to the DM Dokuro stuff, I love it because it's like, damn, this is art. This isn't just a song for a game that I've been covering for a while, and while those are great and more in a technical side of things tend to be really far superior, it's this sort of nitty-gritty, I'm with my guitar and my DAW and I'm going to make something that feels good to me that I love about art. You know, this isn't a song. This is art. So overall thoughts, really fucking good. Love the vibes there, but I've kind of said everything I was going to say about it. Thank you all so very much for watching. Also, please let me know if it is pronounced frigid or any other way of pronunciation that I'm just unaware of, because I don't like getting those wrong and I want to make sure that I credit the person who put it up properly. But otherwise, if you have a song you want me to get to, by all means, drop in the comments below and I will do my best as always to get to those. Or if you want to guarantee something, much like Say did for this one, you can go to my Patreon or my YouTube memberships where you can force me to listen to anything you want. It doesn't matter who it's by, what it's from, if it's good or bad, none of that matters. That's why it's a guarantee. If you don't want to do any of that though, and maybe just want to follow me and support me for more stuff coming in the future, you know how to do all that, and I'll see all of you in the next video. Goodbye!